good. Ms. Cordera, what time is lunch? Snack, what's going on?
So our snack is a little bit earlier than it was in third grade. It's at 9:35 to 9:55. Just make sure your kids bring a really good snack, nice and healthy to keep their brains focused. Mm-hmm. And then our lunch is at 11:20 to 12. That kind of means that we have a longer afternoon, especially because in fourth grade, our kids are eating first and then going to go play. So we want to make sure your kids have a nice, healthy lunch to make it last through the long afternoon.
So, cookies, chips, that's what my lunch should look like in fourth grade?
No, we're talking protein, vegetables, fruit, things that are really going to help them focus on what we're doing.
And while we're talking about food, one thing that would be great to send with your kids every single day is a water bottle.
Yes, please. The reusable water bottles are very important.
Stay hydrated. It's very important.
Yes, it is.
If your child does forget their lunch, there are going to be bins in the front of the school, not even inside the office, right outside, and you can just drop off your child's lunch there in the marked bin. And a supervisor, anybody is going to roll it over to the lunch tables for your child to have at lunch, so you don't have to worry if they forget. Just make sure you drop it off in that bin for them.
We're talking to you, dads. We know. Honey, can you make lunch for the kids? Got it.
So no need to come to our classroom doors. Anytime you're about to come on campus, just make sure as a reminder to check in the office,
Yes.
Just for safety for all children. Parents, we were talking to you about the importance of nutrition during snack and lunch, but we also want to emphasize to you that brain food is just as important in the morning when you're eating breakfast, right? We want your kids to start out their day successful. So what's that going to look like? That's going to look like being on time and eating a healthy breakfast, okay? So, you never know. These fourth grade teachers might send home some recipes of some different things and choices that we like to eat.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
You know what I love? I love yogurt with bananas and granola in it.
Ooh.
What do you eat, Mr. N?
I love just eggs and bacon.
Ooh, that's
Or
a good
bacon
one.
and eggs.
That's a good one too. What about you, Miss Cordera?
Really big on smoothies right now, putting some vegetables in there with some
yum.
chia seeds.
Look at this, you guys.
Great examples.
Come on, parents. Make sure your kids eat before they come to school, okay?
Yes, please. And speaking of what you can do at home to help us and to help your child is bedtime. I have a 7th and 8th grader at home. They have a bedtime of 8:30. And I just want to encourage you, we want to encourage you to make sure you set a bedtime for your child that's going to give them a good 10 hours of sleep. I know that sounds crazy, but they need it at this age so that they are ready to go for the next day. So bedtime, good night's sleep, great breakfast in the morning. We're going to be successful here at school.
That's
Definitely.
right. That's a great recipe.
Yes!
Because I want you to know, parents, that I survey my kids every day, and I'm like, hey, what time should you guys go to bed? And without fail, there is always a few kids that are like, Mr. N, I was up till 12:30 last night.
Okay.
Do not hesitate to tell
I'm like,
us.
really? I couldn't even notice that. They're like falling asleep.
Yeah.
Never fails, guys. Never fails. So if you don't want your kid to rat you out, make sure that you tell them to go to sleep at a respectable time, okay?
Yes, please. And speaking of things that you can do here at home, things that you can do at home and things that we're going to be practicing here at school, we want to talk to you about the use of screen time.
What is screen time?
That screen time is when your child is sitting in front of any device. That might be a Kindle, iPad, TV, iPhone, any device, computer. I mentioned TV,
It's screen
right?
time.
Yes.
So there's a lot of research, parents, there's a lot of research about reducing screen time and the benefits that brings, because we're at a point in history where we have never had to deal with somebody being on their phone 21 hours a day. We wake up, and if it's not within arm's reach, we're freaking out. So we are going to do our part here at school to limit screen time for your kids, and we need your help at home.
Yes, please.
Okay?
So what can you do instead? We know we're parents Well, two of us are parents too. Miss Cordero knows too, though. We know that, like, it's easier
She has
to just,
parents.
yeah, that's right. We know it's easier to just hand your kid, right, a device
It
and
is.
say, hey, go,
It's so easy.
go play this for a second. You know what? But there's so many other things that your child can be doing to help, again, develop their brain. I mean, the first one we can all say is reading, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not just on a device, but get a book in their hands, turn those pages. You know what, you guys, there is something about turning those pages.
know.
Like, it gets me so
know.
excited. Like, I
We-
love it.
We go to the library. They have every opportunity here at
Yes.
school to get a book that they can bring home and read. If you don't have access to those things, they will have access to books.
Right.
And if you can help at home, that'd be great.
Right. Another way that you can encourage your child to get off the screens is send them outside to play. Have them come up with an activity. Use their imagination. It's so important that we are developing just that thing in their brains for them to be practicing.
So much research behind them in building that creativity and that
Yes.
curiosity
Yes.
that's within every child to begin with. So we got to really nurture that.
And we want to teach them some independence in fourth grade.
Absolutely.
We want them to learn that this year. And so this is going to help them, having to come up with something to do other than just sitting on that device.
Do not be afraid of hearing the words,
I'm bored.
I'm bored. Don't be afraid. If they ever say, I'm bored, you say yes, because that's
Yes.
when the creativity starts. That's when they'll be forced to come up with something. Especially if you're saying, no devices, go over there and think of something to do.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to create a game. They're going to think of something to do.
And worst case scenario, at our house, I'm bored. I have something you can do. Here's a
There's
cloth.
always that, parents. There's always that. Just have a little cleaning supply ready for the words, I'm
Yes.
bored. Oh, you're bored?
Here you go.
I want to see my reflection, son.